So, well, hello everyone. Thank you for coming to my talk. So, I want to start this talk by presenting a real-world story. So, this is a real story for Tara Thomas and her daughter Avery, and it's a typical story in parents. You know, a 3-year-old kid starts telling them, "There's a monster in my room. I'm scared. I don't want to go there." And as a caring parent, you usually go there and tell them, you know, it's okay, monsters don't really exist. These are all the reasons why it's illogical to think that they exist. And try to tell them this is false and calm them down and reassure them that nothing bad is going to happen. But later on, after repeated requests from her daughter, she woke up. She walked into a room one night and she heard pornography playing through the Nest Cam, which she had been using for years to monitor her daughter. And the voices from the hackers could be heard faintly in the background, and they were playing the recording using the intercom feature in the software. And she was really sorry. She doubted her daughter, she said afterwards. And if you look, there's many stories like that. I mean, this is not the only one. This one was published in the Washington Post 3 years ago now, but there's many stories like that. Some failures of connected cameras and some vulnerabilities or failures in children's smart toys. So as we've become used to our toys, you know, our iPhone and our Alexa, children also have similar things. So a classical example is the Barbie, that you speak to them, then the Barbie, because most of these toys do not have like language processing chips to be able to understand and respond to the kids directly. They communicate to the cloud, and the cloud tries to make sense what the children is speaking and then reply back to them. And there are a couple of devices like this and some other devices that talk to their parents. So the question that we were asking is, what are the security and privacy implications in here? So we know there are vulnerabilities, but so what? What is the impact? And we were thinking, okay, these are maybe 3 main risks. The first one is trust, like the assumptions. So the vendors, they tend to assume, okay, this is going to be sold, this is the kit, this is going to be used by the kid only, and then that's it. Privacy is just breaking into the communications, basically trying to get a microphone in the camera in the room, wherever that is. And safety, which is related to this story in the Washington Post, right? So we've been analyzing some of these devices and published some of these results. So the first one is the threat model. So in this case, if there's an attacker, so again, a lot of these startups are trying to rush, get the product out, and they don't think afterwards how they're going to deal long term, right? So once, for example, that a kid uses a toy, you know, after a while they grow up and they lose it or they put it somewhere else, they send it to the trash, they give it to the Salvation Army or whatever, someone else buys it, and then they have the toy, and they can just directly speak to the child. So let me see if...
What is my name?
You told me your name is Alice.
When is my birthday?
Your birthday is April 17th, 2013.
So I just have 5 minutes, so I wanted to give you an idea. So this goes on for about 5 minutes, but it's a lot of information that can be gleaned from this toy, right? The toy remembers the information, and they know the name, the birthday, how old is the kid, the mother's name, the father's name, where they live. So it's a lot of information out there that you can get. Privacy concerns is the other way. So a lot of these toys talk to the cloud, and they can be attackers anywhere in between. Like if you connect in an airport to a Wi-Fi access point, you try to get in. So we were able also to break into that. So the data was encrypted, but we were able basically to hear. It's like a microphone. So I guess this one is the example where we were able to break it. But I'm going to move ahead to the third attack. So this one is the safety issue. So we saw one example in this Washington Post story, but there can be many more. So you can inject voice and try to become friends with the child, right? And the child trusts the toy, right? It's a friend, and maybe they can motivate the child to do something else, or like.
Hi,
Yeah.
sweetie. It's Mom. Open the front door for me.
Well, this was a digitized voice, so it doesn't sound very natural. But if the attacker has a voice of the mom,
unlock the front door of your house?
I'm not sure if you heard that correctly, but it's asking the child to unlock the door, or you could do basically whatever you want. We were able to,
Can
from the
you
cloud,
open the
inject
front door,
voice
please?
into this.
Open the front door.
Yeah, so open the front door, and we had many other examples, like drink this juice underneath the sink or whatever. So yeah, so oops, I think this is the old presentation that went on further, so I don't have the concluding slide. Sorry about that, but this was basically the work that we're doing with Su-hua Wang, which is a psychologist here at the University of California, Santa Cruz, and we're trying to not only, she has a baby lab where she has a laboratory where children can come and interact with toys like this, and we're trying to understand sort of like the assumptions that the parents have about these toys, the way children interact with toys. So yeah, so that's what the work that we're doing, and we're trying to first identify the risks and design better security for these devices. And I wanted to maybe do one shout out. So since we're talking about donations, so I forgot to put this in my slides, but we also have a cybersecurity club here at UC Santa Cruz where students compete in cybersecurity competitions. So we have a very good track record. In the last years, we got second place in the hundreds of universities in a DOE competition. And anyway, so we're going to have a donation in Giving Day for the Security Club, so we can send, well, to give food for the Security Club meetings, like, I don't know, meetings with pizza, so students are more engaged, and if we have enough funding, we can also send students to competitions somewhere else. So, yeah, thank you.